pranic healing, inner peace, better relationships, spiritual connection, health, balance, harmony, joy, love. Welcome to the podcast of how pranic healing changed my life. I'm your host, Nicolefouche, and this podcast shares the many benefits of pranic healing and how people's lives have changed for the better after becoming involved in this revolutionary healing modality. We will share testimonials from people who have experienced the multiple benefits of pranic healing and how they have integrated the teachings into their lives. This relaxed platform shares the raw, authentic, heartfelt stories and the miracles that have unfolded. I hope these stories inspire you. So welcome to this week's segment, our podcast, How Pranic Healing Changed My Life. And truly, I know I say this every week, but every time I interview somebody and share their testimonials, it inspires me. It gives me even more passion and dedication to spread these teachings. And I feel so grateful because I get to see and witness people's lives changing literally right in front of me. I could not ask for a better way to live my life. So I'm deeply, deeply grateful. I'd love to introduce you to Linda. Welcome, Linda. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi, thank you so much, Nicole. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much. So I've been so excited to share your story because, oh my gosh, it's just amazing. Just take me back to when did we first meet and what drew you to pranic healing?
Oh, what is it? I think it's like a year ago now, or is it a little bit more?
Right there, because what's happened in a year has been miraculous. Like you ago and you today are like two completely different people, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that was just amazing that I found you. Actually, it started, I was in Sedona, and I don't know, where do you want me to start?
What brought you to pranic healing? Doesn't matter how you got there.
No, I can tell I had, gone through a lot, very difficult divorce that I was suffering from. A lot of people go through divorces. Some are more difficult than others. So I always felt I needed like healing and take care of myself and when I was 20, my mom took her own life, suicide. It was also something I felt was kind of in my system. So in Sedona, I was there on a retreat with some investor women, and it was beautiful, amazing. And I met this pranic healer, Megan, there. And I was like, wow, what is this? And I got really interested, and I saw her work, what she did. And I have 5 children, and one of my kids were not in a good state. It's been going on for so long with depression, anxiety, and even being suicidal. So I was desperate to find something. It felt like we had tried everything. And after that retreat, I Googled and I searched and I found your center. And for me, that was like, I need to do this. I need to learn. And because I felt how powerful it was, this load testing. And within this year, miracles have happened, and how that has changed me in my life and whatever I do in business, in life, and people. And right now, my son is in a good space, and we've been doing healing for a long time, or not really long time, but he wasn't for it. He said it was, I don't believe in that.
And that's incredible, because I remember that you just jumped straight in the deep end and you were like, right, I'm going to do the class. Don't worry about the healings or me. Like, I want to learn how to do this, and I want to heal myself and I want to heal my son.
And I remembered you walking into the class, and I think you'd just gotten off the phone with him, and you were like quite stressed out. Like, I don't know what was going on with him at the time, but there was a lot. Like, I could feel the energy of that. And I remember, I think it was at lunchtime, we were discussing, what had gone on, and you shared, what your son was going through. And as a mother, seeing your children suffer, it's as if you're carrying that hurt and that pain yourself. And we just want what's best for our children and for them to be happy and well adjusted and really living their best life. And it was at that point where I shared with you about joining our healing pod.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that was the turning point for you. So for the listeners out there that aren't sure what the healing pod is, essentially twice a week, myself and a group of around 30 people consistently meet every Tuesday and Friday. And we do healings for people that are really, really struggling. Usually it's people in our community like Linda with her son. And it just amazes me at the good-hearted nature of pranic healers, where we come from such a space of giving and wanting to help and helping alleviate the suffering of another human being. And incredibly, you started that process with us as a pranic healer and actually shared what your son was going through, and you became an integral part of his healing. Do you want to share a little bit about that process for you? Because it really was fantastic.
Yeah. I went through, all kinds of frustrations. And yes, as when I was there, it was critical. And when you hear somebody you love saying, I don't want to live, and you just want them to see who they really are and get that energy back. And so, yeah, with this healing, it was just amazing to see. We did healing together in the pods, but also I did. And Hugo didn't really know about these things, but then I could see the change, how he would take steps to work, how to, say happy things. And it was incredible. It was really like a miracle was happening. And yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It's just, it is miracle, and it's really working. And I'm just forever thankful for pranic healing.
And I think part of the process was that you were so involved with it as well. You were starting to do the meditations. You were having good conversations with him in terms of not specifically saying this is what we're doing on you, but to be more positive and to be more grateful. And as you started evolving and growing and doing the spiritual work, that in and of itself made a huge impact on him. And I think that's important to remember, because as parents, we're energetically connected to our children. And if we're going through a tough time as well, our kids are going to feel it. So part of the child's journey towards healing is also for the parent to be able to do some of their healing as well. Wouldn't you agree, Linda?
Yeah, I agree. And I got to learn about an amazing forgiveness technique, and that has helped me a lot. And I think basically also forgive myself for things in life. And it's just being part of this amazing group of healers and feeling this community of compassion and love. Yeah, it really changed. And I have a morning routine where I go up and meditate, and I do my healing, and I even have, space for it in my house. And it creates even a different energy in my whole house.
I remember you actually rearranging your whole house to get it energy in alignment, and you've done so beautifully with taking these teachings and actually making them a part of your daily life, part of your daily routine, and even part of your environment. Getting things energetically harmonious, I think made a big difference for you.
It has. And I also have opened up a little bit more about going through difficult things in life with my son and so. And I feel there's a lot of people out there that go through similar things, and my heart goes out to them. And I just want to say, for me, learning about pranic healing and doing it has really changed so much. And I think the most it has changed is that I have faith that this can really help and change. And this is something bigger than anything. And yeah, I recommend it for anyone thinking about healing or helping others, or oneself,
I
because
think
it really is amazing.
point there, because there are so many teens and young adults that are struggling right now. I mean, I've never seen as many kids and teens in my private practice as ever before. They're really, really struggling. And the nice thing is, sometimes it's difficult for them to even express what they're feeling or how they're feeling. They're feeling lost, they're feeling angry, they're feeling resentful, like they've missed out on like big chunks of things over the last three years. And this is such a gentle, such a beautiful way to heal. We don't need the backstory. We don't need the story of what's happening in your life for this work to take effect. And even with your son, when we started, he didn't even know the healing was there. He was at such a critical point in time that we just sent the healing lovingly, and whatever his system was wanting to accept, he still had the choice to accept. But now that he knows about the healing and the impact that it's made, I think it's made him even more receptive and open to realize there is help out there. It doesn't always have to involve medication or other things like that, or sometimes even just speaking about it. Some of them don't want to even talk about it, and some of them don't even know what to talk about because they don't know where it's coming from. How do you explain the stuff that's going on inside? And the lovely thing with pranic healing is we come in from a space of love, and we can clear out those thoughts of anger and fear and resentment and hopelessness, and fill it with joy and faith and love. And that's truly where the healing starts to come in. And you've just seen that shift with your child, in terms of how that energy has shifted, in terms of him becoming more positive, more optimistic, being able to get out of bed. I remembered you telling us many occasions, like, he just didn't get out of bed the whole day. He was just that low energy that he didn't want to even move. And within a short amount of time with the pranic healing, he was getting up, he was doing yard work, he was helping you renovate homes. I mean, it was just fantastic.
Yeah, I think a lot with the thought forms, and I think the very important thing is that I changed also my thought forms about him. And instead of worrying and just worrying about even more negative things and feeling that hopelessness, I could just, envision him making it and shining and doing. And I just had that picture. And every time if he started talking that flow, I would go, no, I see this. And I think he felt that change in me so strong. So he's like, okay, she's saying that all the time. I better maybe, believe it. And yeah, I just feel so grateful, because I felt like I found pranic healing in a time where I needed it so much. And it has just given me back everything. So, I'm filled of love and gratefulness.
And I can feel that, and I've seen it, like, just watching grow over the last year. It's just been something so beautiful to witness. And one thing I just want to touch upon, you were saying, as you changed and became more positive and really focused on a healthy future for him, how that changed. And that's so important. Even if, somebody listening decides not to take pranic healing, or at least listen to this, what we project onto our children, onto our loved ones, if we're projecting, oh my gosh, you're never going to get better, this is so serious, you're never going to come out of this, we're actually limiting that person's ability to actually heal and get help, if we are filling them with positivity, with optimism, looking for the silver lining, there's always something to be grateful for, and sharing that, that is such a key component to healing. And it's something some of us have to learn to do, some of us naturally don't do it. But just practicing that daily gratitude and really looking at how blessed am I in my life. I woke up in a bed, I got out of bed, I was able to take a shower, I had breakfast. Those are all things to be grateful for. And when we're grateful for the small things, we start attracting even more things to be grateful for. And you did that so beautifully and so lovingly, and really, really shared that optimism in your son. And as you started changing, he started changing as well. And I think that was just such a beautiful process for both of you.
Yeah, it's still a process. Yeah, we always, it's a working process in life. But yes, for sure. And I just want to keep on doing this for the rest of my life, because it's really just helping me in everything, in work.
Where do you want to take this? What do you want to do? Like, what would your vision be moving forward?
So my vision, I feel like this has helped me so much. So I would love to help other, moms or teens. I know most teenagers just say, we don't believe in that, we don't want to do it, and that's fine. They don't have to. But I know as a mother how I have felt so hopeless and scared, and he tried everything, it felt like. But having this as a support, and feeling that it can help me and also my children and everything around, that is so big. So yeah, my goal is, I think I'm here on this planet to help others, for sure. And if I can do anything to help someone else, I would be enormously grateful to do it. So
I think coming from that place of having been through it gives you a different kind of understanding and a different kind of empathy. And I will just mention one thing with the pranic healing is it's a complementary therapy. So it doesn't replace traditional medicine and psychology and psychiatry. But when you get the two together, that's really where the magic happens. And pranic healing does not replace that. It's an addition to it. But sometimes you find when the traditional stuff is not working and getting you the results, when you add the pranic healing to that formula, that's truly where the miracles start to happen, because we're actually getting to the root cause and healing the energetics of it. And that really is a formula for success. And if there's anybody out there that's struggling, get the medical help you need, but then your next step should be pranic healing for the parents and for the children that are struggling, because both need help. I mean, when you look at the number of people that have had a child commit suicide, I mean, they've still got to carry on living and get back to life. And I mean, that is so huge in and of itself. And we've just had a number of testimonials where pranic healing has given them that hope. It's given them that faith that they can carry on. And often that does lead to a specific divine purpose or a calling in life, to realize just how many people are suffering and that they need help. And I'm glad, Linda, that your son is doing so much better, and that this process, you've learned, you've grown, you've evolved spiritually so beautifully, and you're actually looking at another purpose in your life that is fulfilling you on a soul level, unlike anything else I think you've had up until this point.
Yeah, really, it feels like it has filled me and open up a lot. Sometimes we just run in life and we solve problems and we go through days, and sometimes there are a lot of problems and some are big and we still have to do everything. But when you can kind of, in this, I feel I connected more to my inner self and seeing more what is important and how I can serve and help, and getting into that feeling is really much more comfortable way of living life. So yeah, it has helped me so much. And it's still, going. Life is not, easy and perfect, and it's still happening. But having pranic healing as a way to deal with things is just fantastic. And if I can help anyone on the road, so I'm happy to do it.
I love that final message. We don't know what's down the road. We don't know what lessons we've got to learn. We don't know how things are going to unfold. But what we do know is we've got the tools to help you navigate the storms in life. You can't control what's going on around you, but you can control how you react to it. And pranic healing gives you the tools to help buffer the storms in your life. And I think even just looking at my life where there's bumps in the road, it always goes back to pranic healing and putting those tools into practice to help navigate through those things. That is a life skill I think everybody should have, just to be able to cope with some of the things that come up.
Yeah, they should maybe teach it in school.
That would be fantastic.
That would be good, right? Yeah.
Out there. Anyways, Linda, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's an inspiration. It's an inspiration for those that are out there that are struggling. If you feel like you've tried everything and you haven't tried pranic healing, take that last step and try pranic healing, because we have witnessed miracles. We've witnessed lives changing, and you could be the next person receiving help. So find a pranic healing center near you. If there's nobody near you, you can connect with us online. It's just get out there and do it. Thank you so much, Linda. I look forward to seeing what the next year holds for you.
Yes, thank you. See you.